This week, Demi Moore is on GMA, and she's telling us about her life like we've never heard it before.
Everyone knows that A-list love is never easy. But was Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore's relationship doomed from the start? Or were they victims of their own bad luck?
Demi Moore has secrets, and at 62, she's finally ready to share them. Known for her Hollywood fame, Demi's journey has been anything but easy. Behind the glamour, there are painful stories, especially her relationship with Ashton Kutcher. But it's not just about love.
Ashton opening up about his relationship to Demi Moore and one of the most devastating moments in their marriage.
She also revealed the haunting childhood experiences that shaped who she is today. What dark secrets has she carried from her past, and how did they affect her love life? Join us as we uncover what Demi Moore has revealed about her relationships, with details that are sure to surprise. A traumatic childhood. Demi Moore's childhood was full of pain, confusion, and trauma. Born in Roswell, New Mexico in 1962, Demi didn't have the kind of peaceful childhood most kids dream of. Her biological father left before she was even born, and her mother, Virginia, was only 18 when the situation occurred. Life was already off to a rough start. When Demi was just 3 months old, her mother married another man, Dan Gines. He became the only father Demi really knew. Dan worked in newspaper ads, but he constantly changed jobs, which meant the family had to move again and again. They never stayed long in one place, and that made Demi's childhood feel unstable. Her younger half-brother Morgan was born when Demi was 5. Sadly, the home she grew up in was far from loving. Dan and Virginia got divorced, remarried, and then divorced again. Dan later died by self-harm, which left Demi heartbroken. Her mother, Virginia, battled with alcohol and was often in trouble with the law. She was arrested for things like drunk driving and even arson. As a child, Moore was often left to care for her mother, especially after her stepfather left. That weighty responsibility became even more real when she was just 12 years old. In one terrifying moment, her mother tried to take her own life. Young Demi had to dig sleeping pills out of her mother's mouth with her bare fingers, desperately trying to save her. Sadly, this wasn't a one-time event. It was one of many moments when Moore had to fight to keep her mother alive. At age 13, Demi discovered something that shook her world. Dan wasn't her real dad. She found an old marriage certificate and realized her parents had married after she was born. That's when her mother told her the truth. A year later, she moved back to Roswell to live with her grandmother. Then she joined her mother in Washington, and not long after, they relocated again, this time to West Hollywood. There, Demi went to Fairfax High School, but pain followed her. It was at this age that she experienced something extremely tragic. She kept it a secret until recently. In her emotional memoir, Inside Out, Demi Moore shared the haunting secrets about her painful childhood, stories she had kept hidden for years. In a personal interview on Good Morning America, the actress bravely opened up about one of the darkest moments of her young life.
And now to our GMA cover story, Demi Moore getting candid, opening up about her past relationships, traumatic childhood, and her struggle with sobriety as she promotes her upcoming memoir,
Being taken advantage of at just 15 years old. She recalled the horrifying words of her assailant, who coldly asked her, "How does it feel to be sold out by your mother for $500? That cruel sentence haunted her for years. When Diane Sawyer gently asked if she believed her mother had sold her, Moore replied, "No," but admitted that her mother had allowed the man access to her. "She still put me in harm's way," Moore explained with a heavy heart, revealing the tangled pain and confusion she carried. As a little girl, Demi looked thin and fragile. A local photographer once said she looked more neglected than abused. A haunting image of a child who was often forgotten. She had crossed eyes, which needed 2 surgeries to fix, and she also had kidney problems. By the age of 16, Demi had dropped out of school and moved in with an older musician. She got a job at Century Fox, thanks to her boyfriend's mother. Soon after, she signed with a modeling agency and began her acting career. Her neighbor, a young actress named Nastasia Kinski, inspired her to chase a new dream. Demi Moore's path was anything but easy, but through all the pain, she kept going. So, how did a lost and hurting girl from Roswell climb her way to the top of Hollywood and become one of the biggest stars of her time? Eyes on the goal. Demi Moore began her journey in entertainment through music, co-writing songs with Freddie Moore and appearing in the music video for It's Not a Rumor. Her early work continues to earn her royalties. Around the same time, she posed for a photo session that landed her on the cover of We magazine. In later interviews, she revealed she was underage at the time, claiming she had lied about her age to appear on the cover. Her first film role came as the girlfriend of the main character in Choices, a small sports drama that gained attention only after she became famous. She followed that up with a role in the sci-fi horror Parasite, a minor success at the drive-in box office. Around then, Moore joined the popular soap opera General Hospital, where she played reporter Jackie Templeton. She even made a brief, uncredited cameo in the comedy Young Doctors in Love during her time on the show. Her film career became popular when she starred in the comedy Blame It on Rio, playing the teenage daughter of a businessman. Not long after, her performance in No Small Affair was praised, with critics calling her presence both vibrant and emotionally powerful. Her breakout moment came with Saint, Elmo's Fire, a drama that made her widely known, despite mixed reviews from critics. Her first major starring role came in The Seventh Sign, and shortly after, she acted alongside big names like Robert De Niro and Sean Penn in We're No Angels. However, it was Ghost that made her a household name.
I only worked a few days, but they were jam-packed days of really just pure fun, great creativity, and the energy, everything about it was incredible.
Her emotional performance, especially in the now iconic pottery scene with Patrick Swayze, earned critical acclaim and huge box office success. It also inspired fashion trends, thanks to her short hairstyle in the film. She followed Ghost with several ambitious projects, including Mortal Thoughts, The Butcher's Wife, and A Few Good Men. While some films received mixed reviews, others, like Indecent Proposal and Disclosure, were major box office hits. At the peak of her career, Moore became the highest-paid actress in Hollywood, earning a record-breaking paycheck for striptease, though the film received poor reviews. She later starred in G.I. Jane, shaving her head for the role of a woman training to become a Navy SEAL. Though the film had a mixed reception, Moore called it one of her proudest moments. Despite some career setbacks, she remained a respected and daring figure in Hollywood, continuously pushing boundaries with her roles and choices. After her series of successful endeavors, Demi made a shocking move that stunned everyone. What did she do, and why did she do it? A thoughtful decision. Demi decided to slow down and live life slowly. After stepping out of the Hollywood spotlight, she made a courageous decision to focus on raising her daughters in the calm town of Haley, Idaho. Her first return to film in Passion of Mind, where she played a woman with dissociative identity disorder, was subtly compelling but didn't capture mainstream attention. Dealing with personal grief and a divorce, Moore chose to take another step back from acting. But she wasn't gone for too long. She later re-emerged powerfully in Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, portraying a striking villain who stole scenes and headlines, especially for her unforgettable swimsuit moment. Although it generated major buzz and box office success, it also left her feeling uncertain about her place in the industry. From that point on, Moore dabbled in intense thrillers such as Mr. Brooks and emotional dramas like Bobby and Flawless, earning praise for her complex portrayals.
Demi Moore's been meeting fans in London with her husband Ashton Kutcher in tow for the premiere of her latest movie, Flawless. It's a diamond heist thriller set in the 60s and starring none other than Sir Michael Caine.
She also explored indie projects, starred in experimental films, and even directed a short film starring her daughter. Critics noticed a shift. Moore was taking on deeper, darker, and more daring roles that reflected a woman evolving through personal and professional reinvention. In 2019, her memoir, Inside Out, topped bestseller lists and gave fans a rare glimpse into her childhood struggles and emotional battles. Her later projects, like Please Baby Please and The Substance, showed a fearless Demi Moore, one willing to challenge beauty standards, aging, and her own public image. In 2024, her chilling performance in The Substance won her some of the biggest awards of her career and revived her status as a powerhouse performer. Beyond film, Moore became a true icon of pop culture. She graced countless magazine covers, from Vanity Fair to Vogue, and even posed nude while 7 months pregnant for her groundbreaking 1991 Vanity Fair shoot. That powerful image sparked global conversations on beauty, motherhood, and empowerment. Despite criticism, Moore stayed unapologetic, returning to the cover a year later with her body covered in intricate paintwork titled Demi's Birthday Suit. Over the years, she's been named one of the world's most beautiful women, featured on Best Dressed lists, and remained a fixture in the fashion world. Her cover story in the Wall Street Journal became one of the year's most read articles in 2019, and as of 2024, she's appeared on magazine covers every single year since 1980. But behind the powerful performances and red carpet triumphs, what effect did fame and fortune have on her relationship out of the spotlight? A whirlwind of romance. Demi's love life began at just 18, when she married singer Freddie Moore, a man over a decade older and fresh out of his first marriage. Even before their wedding, Demi had already started using his last name, which later became part of her famous identity. But their whirlwind romance fizzled out, and not long after their split, Demi was seen with rising actor Timothy Hutton. She eventually filed for divorce from Freddie, bringing that chapter to a close. But her adventure was just beginning. Soon after, she got swept up in a passionate relationship with actor Emilio Estevez. They acted side by side in St. Elmo's Fire and Wisdom, a crime film he wrote and directed himself. Their romance heated up so fast that wedding plans were set. But just before the big day, a shocking paternity lawsuit involving Emilio brought everything crashing down. The engagement was quietly called off. Then came Bruce Willis. Their chemistry sparked fast and strong, leading to marriage and the birth of 3 lovely daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. For years they seemed like Hollywood's golden family. But eventually, their marriage ended. Still, instead of bitterness, something rare and warm remained. Demi and Bruce stayed close friends. Even after Bruce remarried, Demi remained part of his support system, especially when his health began to decline, stepping in to help care for him and their shared family. Later on, Demi had a calm, private romance with martial arts expert Oliver Whitcomb, which lasted about 3 years. But soon she shocked the world again when she began dating actor Ashton Kutcher, a much younger, rising star. They first met at a casual dinner with friends, and it wasn't long before sparks flew between them. In May 2003, their growing bond became more public when they were spotted sharing a romantic kiss after a double date in Miami with Sean P. Diddy Combs and Kim Porter. Their relationship began attracting attention, not just for their affection, but also for the significant age gap between them. In 2005, during an episode of Saturday Night Live, Kutcher joked about their 15-year difference as Moore made a surprise appearance in old-age makeup, playfully joining in the fun. Despite the wide age gap, their love spiraled into something magical until it turned sour. What happened? Another heartbreaking experience. On September 24, 2005, the couple tied the knot in a ceremony at their home in Beverly Hills. Surrounded by approximately 100 guests, the wedding was described as unpretentious and filled with love. However, not long after, the couple faced a heartbreaking experience. Moore, at 42, suffered a miscarriage 6 months into her pregnancy. She later spoke about the emotional toll it took, sharing how deeply lost and empty she felt during that time. Despite the challenges, they maintained a strong family bond. Moore spoke openly about co-parenting her 3 daughters with her ex-husband, Bruce Willis, and how she and Bruce respected each other and worked as a team for the sake of the kids. Moore later described how well Kutcher adapted to family life, despite coming from a bachelor lifestyle. She praised his confidence and his warm relationship with her daughters. Kutcher also expressed admiration for the close bond they all shared. In her 2019 memoir, Inside Out, Moore revealed painful details about their relationship with Kutcher, including Kutcher's alleged infidelity and her struggles with drug dependency. Later, she opened up about how her love for Ashton felt like an addiction, one that hurt even more than alcohol because it took a heavy emotional toll on her. During their marriage, Ashton had reportedly suggested they invite a third person into their bedroom to keep things exciting. Demi admitted that she didn't say no because she wanted to seem fun and exciting for him, but she later regretted it and called it a mistake that should have stayed private. Things got worse when cheating rumors about Ashton started swirling after a trip he took with friends to San Diego. Demi found out through a Google alert and said Ashton had tried to defend himself by bringing up their past with other people in their relationship. But when he cheated again, she said he confessed right away. She recalled asking him if it was true and felt completely heartbroken when he admitted it, saying she could barely breathe at that moment. Ashton responded to the situation on Twitter after Demi's memoir came out, saying people could text him for the truth. He also said he almost posted a sarcastic message but held back. Actor Scott Eastwood later confirmed on a talk show that Ashton had slept with one of his girlfriends, who was his current girlfriend at the time. Eastwood believed that this affair was what finally ended Ashton and Demi's marriage. Kutcher filed for divorce in December 2012, more than a year after their split. Moore responded months later, requesting spousal support. Their divorce was finalized in November 2013. By 2022, Moore and Kutcher's current and past relationships seemed to come full circle when Moore appeared in a lighthearted Super Bowl commercial with Kutcher's wife, Mila Kunis. In 2023, Kutcher admitted in an interview that his divorce from Moore made him feel like a failure, and he reflected on the pain of their miscarriage. In 2025, Tallulah Willis shared a rare comment about her ex-stepdad, acknowledging the complexities of their past, but emphasizing that healing doesn't need a villain, and that there's space for everyone. Her adventurous yet fragile marriages never dimmed her fire. Instead, she turned her painful past into a powerful force for good. But how did she manage to do that? Demi's philanthropic activities. Demi Moore has devoted years to using her fame and fortune to support causes close to her heart. Her dedication to charity work goes far beyond the spotlight. She's supported a wide range of organizations, from fighting child trafficking to helping the homeless. Among the many groups she has stood by are the All Day Foundation, UNICEF, Artists for Peace and Justice, and the American Foundation for AIDS Research. Her support has helped raise awareness and bring about change to issues that are often overlooked. In one memorable moment, Moore beat actor Kevin Bacon in the Pepsi Refresh Celebrity Challenge and won $250,000. But instead of keeping the money, she donated it to GEMS Girls Educational and Mentoring Services. This fantastic organization helps young girls escape from the nightmare of trafficking and find a path to healing and empowerment. Moore has never been afraid to roll up her sleeves and get her hands dirty. After the devastating earthquake in Haiti, she traveled there with artists for peace and justice to offer support. She also supported Chrysalis, a nonprofit organization that helps homeless individuals find employment and rebuild their lives. Her passion for ending child trafficking led her to Nepal as a contributor to the CNN Freedom Project. There, she met Anuradha Koirala, who has rescued thousands of children from sex trafficking through her group, Maiti Nepal. Moore not only visited with the brave girls who had been saved, but she also narrated CNN's emotional documentary, Nepal's Stolen Children. In it, she spoke with survivors and even sat down with Nepal's Prime Minister to discuss ways to combat this heartbreaking issue. Though she faced criticism for wearing fur and landed on PETA's worst-dressed list in 2009, Moore later supported animal rights by helping push for a ban on cruel tools used in circuses to control elephants. Alongside Ashton Kutcher, Moore co-founded the DNA Foundation in 2009. The goal? To fight child sexual slavery. Their campaign, Real Men Don't Buy Girls, featured famous faces like Justin Timberlake and Bradley Cooper, leveraging their influence to convey the message effectively. The foundation later changed its name to Thorn, Digital Defenders of Children, focusing on stopping predators who use the internet to harm kids. By 2017, Thorn helped law enforcement rescue 103 abused children and identify nearly 6,000 victims of trafficking. By 2022, their work had uncovered over 800,000 files of child abuse material and helped identify almost 2,000 victims. Moore's passion hasn't gone unnoticed. In 2018, Visionary Women honored her with their first-ever Visionary Woman Award. In 2024, she received the Courage Award from the Women's Cancer Research Fund. Demi Moore has proven that she's not just a star on the screen. She's a powerful force for change in the real world. What is Demi's current relationship like with her children? Has she given up on love? Or is there a hidden romance quietly unfolding behind the scenes? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy it.